Welcome to another conversation that we had in the dojo today. Today's dojo topic was, is happiness a goal? And I will preface this by letting you know that there was a lot of head scratching during the conversation that we had today because we were like, no. Uh, Hmm. So there was a lot of really great conversation. Um, and again, I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can um, just think about, joining us live. We meet every Tuesday virtually, and you're welcome to join us live. If you're unable to join us live, that's okay, because I repost the video topic on my YouTube channel, which is how you're seeing it right now. So if you were unable to join us live, I'm really excited to share today because this topic, again, was just mind-blowing for so many of us. Um, Now, last week, our topic was, you've lost your temper. Now what? And if you were not able to join us live or you have not yet seen the video, I will put a link to that video at the end of this video. But today, our topic is happiness the goal? Interesting, isn't it? Have you ever thought about that? Because if happiness is the goal, what is the starting point? Just think about that. You might even want to pause the video and ruminate on that question. Give it some thought. Like, oh, if I'm not feeling happy right now, like, so where am I? What is my state of being? Because your state of being is how you're feeling in any given moment. And what you're thinking about is impacting your state of being. So if happiness is the goal, what is the starting point? When you think about a happy memory, does it bring you the same happiness when you think about it right now in this present moment? Like maybe think back to high school, prom. Maybe you were excited to go to prom. Um, and then when you were at prom, there was probably some happiness there and joy and excitement and like loving it. But when you're thinking about it right now, does that experience bring you the same amount of happiness as it did when you were experiencing it in high school? These are some things to think about because if happiness was the goal, you would never need to look for a way to feel happy again. And it's interesting because, when I do research for these topics, I found that happiness is one of the number one things that people search for on Google, looking for online, like, how can I be happier? How can I be happy in my life? How can I have a happier relationship? How can I have a happier marriage? So happiness is one of the top keywords, if you will, for people to believe or see their life as successful, maybe. It's like, well, maybe I'm just not happy enough. But are you clear about what happiness means to you? I mean, if you're going to go online and you're going to search for ways to be happy, how are you defining it? Is it a feeling? Is it a destination? A goal, like we're talking about today? Is it a lifestyle? I mean, what is your definition of happiness? We've all been exposed to the cultural and societal conditioning about the happiness myth, right? People are saying all the time, it's out there, be happy, be happy. Only good vibes here. If you're not happy, something must be wrong with you. So, however you're defining happiness, if you're saying, well, I'm not happy right now, I've got to be happier, I've got to find a way to be happier, then you're putting yourself in a very primal state of being. Remember, there's only two states of being, a primal state of being and a powerful state of being. A primal state of being is that fight, flight, or freeze, and a powerful state of being is joy, love, happiness, peace of mind, effortless awareness. Everything you can just be, you simply be. No conversation needs to take place. When you're in that space, that's a very powerful state of being. But if you are thinking that something's wrong, I'm missing something, and you're labeling it as, well, I guess I'm just not happy enough. I've got to find a way to be happier. So, are you chasing happiness or choosing happiness? Because when you're chasing happiness, you're dependent on the outcome, you're looking for approval, or you feel like I'm not successful enough, I need to be more successful. So those are chasing. You can look for um, those indicators. Those are really good indicators. When you're choosing happiness, you're allowing all forms to arise effortlessly and equally, regardless of the circumstances. What do I mean when I'm talking about forms arising? Well, forms arise as something you hear, something you smell, something you see, an experience. When you're feeling something in the body, that's a form arising. But if you're allowing yourself to remain effortless, just aware of it, and I think I mentioned this last week when I talked about, I kind of see it like Tai Chi movements. You know, in Tai Chi, we move very slowly. The movements are really slow. So let's say that there's form of pain arising and you notice it, you're aware of it. Awareness is aware of it, not you, because it's not really you. So when you're aware of it, if you put a definition to it and you're deciding like, oh, okay, this hurts, I'm not happy about this. Now do you see how you're choosing? You're looking for an outcome in order to be successful, meaning not having the pain. You're putting conditions on it and you're just chasing your tail like this little puppy here. You're just chasing your tail. So what if there is no goal? No meaning, no connection, no growth, no truth, only awareness. Could these bring deeper peace than happiness goals alone? Imagine, like this wheat that you see in the picture. It's simply flowing effortlessly. If the wind blows, it's going to flow. If there's no wind, it's going to be still. Can you allow yourself to be in that space of effortless being? The truth is, we don't know why anything is happening in the moment. So why do we insist on defining any experience as happy or unhappy? Happiness is an emotion. Emotions are not permanent. They are energy in motion. Emotions are like text messages, bringing you invitations to accept or decline, right? You get a text message, you hear a noise on your phone. Now that's an invitation to either look at your phone. If you accept the invitation to look at the phone, now you look at the message. Now you react, you don't react, you answer, you don't answer. It's the same thing. So when we are receiving invitations from the mind saying, okay, you are not happy, so let's go look for happiness, we can decline those invitations. We can say, no, I see that form arising as a thought, like, oh, okay, there's something going on in the mind that's telling me I need to search for happiness. But if you're searching for happiness, that means you're not allowing yourself to be happy in the moment. And even during our discussion today in the dojo, one of the women said, you know, even thinking about the definition of happiness is so construct because somebody's idea of happiness might be someone else's idea of unhappiness. So really it's there are so many words that we use nowadays that that can constrict us, that can take us out of the joy and peace of mind and awareness and just effortless being that we are. One of the words we brought up in the dojo today was the word mistake. We were like, who even invented that? Because there's no such thing as a mistake. When I'm working with clients, I always share, think about a mistake like in the movies, when they're doing, okay, scene one, take two, take three. That's the same as a mistake. A mistake. It's like you get to do it over as many times as you want until you get it the way you want it to be. And that's a good thing. It's like possibility. Everything is possible. Yep, I'm just going to keep going until I am satisfied with the way this is. But if you look at the word mistake as something to be unhappy about, something that was wrong, I'm putting that in air quotes, then now you are moving from a powerful state of being to a very primal state of being because you are allowing yourself to believe that there's something wrong. And we all know there's no such thing as a mistake. How could there be a mistake? There can't be a mistake. Your bank balance, it's just a bunch of numbers. It's not until you put a definition to it that makes it more than it is, or that can make you happy or unhappy. You could look at your bank balance. You could say, whoa, I love this balance. Yeah, this makes me happy. I've got to keep it at this level. Or you could look at your bank balance and say, whoa, wait a minute. This is not what I want. This makes me unhappy. Whichever you choose, that's what you're going to attract more of. So everything, it's about choosing. The people in your life, those are your relationships. They're simply people in your life. Now you can choose, okay, this person is someone I don't care very much for. This person is a woman at the checkout stand at the grocery store, and I try to stay out of her line because she drives me crazy. I mean, everything can impact your state of being if you allow it to be true. So if happiness is the goal and you are not in a powerful state of being, you're feeling more in a primal state of being, again, that's a choice. Now, what about the person who's driving so slow in front of you and you're sitting in your car and you're harumphing and getting all upset and complaining and, really feeling negative and unhappy because this jerk was going so slow and whatever other names you're calling this person. And you even just are so upset. And then as you go a little bit farther, you see that there was a head-on collision that happened just a little ways in front of you. And had the person in front of you been going a little faster, you quite possibly could have been part of that collision. So what seems like something that was making you unhappy was actually something that was keeping you out of harm's way. But when you judge it as an unhappy experience, what about, oh, I missed the train. Oh, doom and gloom, I missed the train. But you missed the train, you're late for work, and being late for work kept you out of the building that was hit by a plane. So many people have had those stories. All you have to do is talk to people who are sharing stories from 9/11. They will share with you, like, yes, I was late. What about a crying child? Maybe a child that's unhappy and you're just feeling like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't know how to make this person happy. I don't know how to make this child, you know, stop crying or stop being unhappy. And so you get up and you walk into another room. Maybe you walk into the kitchen. And because you walked into the kitchen, you notice, oh my gosh, the burner's on. And you walk over and you turn off the burner. Now, had that child not been crying and caused you to stand up and walk into the other room, you would not have noticed that someone left the burner on. So you see, it's like you can look at the child crying as something to mar your happiness, or you can look at the child crying as, okay, this is a form arising, something something that's being experienced, and I choose to remain neutral about this rather than let it impact me in a way that I don't want to be impacted. You get up, you walk out, and then you see. Now, of course, this isn't the case all the time, but again, think about it. And yet we use these reasons as and experiences to be unhappy. we say like, oh, the person driving too slow in front of me, the lady at the checkout counter that I don't want to be around, the kid crying, missing the train. We use those experiences as reasons to be unhappy. When the truth is, anything that's happening is meaningless until you give it meaning by describing it, judging it, comparing it uh, in relation to something else. Maybe you want more of this and less of that. Now you're starting to compare. Nothing causes unhappiness or happiness until you make it so. So, what do you think? Is happiness a worthy goal in your life right now? What would change if instead of making happiness the goal, your immediate thought was, I don't know why this is happening, so I might as well not allow it to disempower me. I don't know why this person is driving slow. I don't know why that lady at the checkout stand drives me crazy. I don't know what, you know, those three words, I don't know, could possibly be the smartest words ever. Because when you say, I don't know, and then you're open to the possibility of what could come about from that, the infinite possibilities, that could be really wonderful instead of grabbing onto an unhappy thought. So remember, keep it super simple. When you're tempted to make all kinds of stories in your mind about why things are all convoluted and not the way you think they should be, don't analyze it. Don't compare it. Don't judge it. Don't complain about it. Don't worry about it. Because circumstances don't matter. Only state of being matters. Instead of striving to be happy and making happiness the goal, remain neutral as your state of being. That's where your true power lives anyway. I'd love to know your thoughts. Leave some comments. What are you thinking? Has this really like turned on your thoughts about, oh yeah, I guess I do make it a happy experience or an unhappy experience based on what I'm choosing and the definition I'm giving it. When you really think about this, you might even want to watch this video a couple times. You'll start to realize that you actually have so much power, but you give your power away when you are chasing happiness, when you're making happiness the goal. Something to think about. If you'd like more support on these kinds of topics, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.